Hello! Yes, it is your man, the Cozy Representative, back again for another YouTube video. So I'll just start off by saying, if you've watched any videos on my channel thus far, I'm sure you've gathered at this point that I am a huge nerd when it comes to music and bands and things like that. And one of my favorite pastimes, my favorite time killers, you know, just things to do when I'm bored, is to go on the Wayback Machine and check out websites of bands, MySpaces of bands, etc., from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you name it, and look at, you know, what they were up to, what tours they were on, what their websites looked like, what their MySpaces looked like. It's really interesting. You know, sometimes I'll look at websites that I used to frequent like 10 or 12 years ago and be like, wow, memory lane, or MySpaces, or Pure Volumes, or what have you. Because most of those websites that sort of bands in the emo or scene category used aren't even around anymore. So I was doing this recently, and I thought that it would be cool, it would be interesting to start a little segment on my YouTube channel, where I go to a band's website, or MySpace, go on the Wayback Machine, see what it looked like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago even, and take a look at it together with you, the viewer, in a video, to see what it looked like and commentate on it. And I don't know, because there's some interesting stuff that I've found, some humorous stuff that I've found. And yes, obviously this is something that you could easily just do by yourself, but why not make it something inclusive? So yeah, the first video in this segment, the first band that I wanted to do is one of my favorite bands of all time, which is Fall Out Boy. And today we're going to be looking at segments of their tour journal from the year 2003 on their website falloutboyrock.com, which I would like to add that around the time of their Infinity on High album and the Folie à Deux album around 07-08, I frequented their message boards, the falloutboyrock.com message boards, quite a bit. If there's anyone watching who used to go on those message boards, what's up? I may have talked to you on the internet over 10 years ago now. But anyway, we're going to be looking at 2003, Take This to Your Grave era, falloutboyrock.com, tour diary, tour journal. I was looking at the other day, and there's some very funny, very interesting, very emo postings on there. So without further ado, let's rip into it. All right, so right off the bat here, okay, so I just want to start out by saying there are screenshots of this website dating back to 2002, but nothing seems to work for me until this date, November 25th, 2003, for whatever reason. If anyone can find those older ones from 2002, if they work on your computer, hit me up, because I would love to see those. But so here we got the front page of this, which is an advertisement for a tour, Fall Out Boy on tour with Less Than Jake, Yellowcard, and Rufio, which is pretty funny. I'm assuming Fall Out Boy was opening at this point. Let's see, I guess there's a limited tour EP with unreleased tracks from the bands on the tour, available only at the shows and on the Fueled by Ramen web store. EP also includes a track from Punchline, very interesting. They're a good old school Fueled by Ramen band. I've never heard of this tour EP, maybe it's on eBay somewhere, that's pretty cool. So let's enter Fall Out Boy. I'm always trying to enter Fall Out Boy. So here, we got the front page. Very interesting. I like the graphic at the top. Wow, very cool, very old school. I like this part right here. Buy the album, Take This to Your Grave, the Fall Out Boy debut album. Buy it now or we'll break your heart. That's kind of a precursor to the contents of the tour diary, tour journal that we're going to get into. It's incredibly emo. Okay, there's some really funny, if we go to their merchandise section, the Fall Out Boy official online store comes up, and oh my god, look at these. Look at these shirts, man. Okay, my favorite ones, Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. The Fall Out Boy is a gang shirt. That's awesome. I would love to wear that. Let's look at this wraparound shirt. Fall Out Boy bringing you gossip. And let's look at the back. Scene points since 2000. That's genius. That's fucking awesome. Oh, and this fucking Broken Heart hoodie. Wow. I love that. Iconic. Man, I would love to find that on eBay. I wonder how much that would go for these days. Let's look at the back. Wow, yes. Fall Out Boy, Chicago Softcore. Love it. Oh, yes, of course. Of course they got a thong on here, because, you know. Wow, Fall Out Boy, bang. Alright. Enough of this merch store. While that was quite awesome and interesting. Let's get into what I really wanted to get into this video, which was the tour journal, because it's fucking funny. It's interesting. It's just very emo. It's something that, like, if this was my tour journal from years ago and someone read it, I'd be very embarrassed. But, you know, that's what happens when you put yourself find yourself in a place of power or whatever, a pedestal, if you will. Like Fall Out Boy, with great power comes great responsibility. With great responsibility comes people on YouTube reading your old journals from 2003. So let's do it. Sorry, Pete, but you did this to yourself. Oh God. Okay, right off the bat, not super PC here, I guess. In a world full of sluts, I keep the wet dream alive. Now, I also just want to say, I think a lot of things on this are quotes from other things. A lot of them I don't know what they are. So medicate yourself on Kent's Isola if you get the chance. That's an album. I know that's an album by a band. I've heard it before. It's cool, like indie rock stuff, 90s. Sometimes you look at yourself honestly and understand that you might not be the greatest person there is out there, but we can get better. Ooh, deep, Pete, deep. I hope our new record is like a flashlight on these faults and flaws so they can come into focus. Was he talking about Take This to Your Grave? Was Take This to Your Grave out yet? No. Yes, it was out. Yeah, hold on. Let me look that up. When did Take This to Your Grave come out? When he's talking about new record, because this is Friday, December 2003. And Take This to Your Grave came out in May of 2003. So Take This to Your Grave was out. So I guess when he says our new record, he's talking about From Under the Cork Tree. I just realized that. Maybe they can be fixed. Maybe we don't want them to be. If you went down as smooth as the music, none of this would even matter. Like, shut up. I drew a heart around the name of your city, Peter. I think that last one was an American Nightmare quote from what I understand. Wednesday, December 3rd, 2003. New York City playlist. Lifetime, Channel, and the band. Patrick and Andy talking about jock itch, feeling miserable on long-distance phone calls, Modest Mouse, New Order versus Joy Division, fucking nerds, Pantera, seeing Ja Rule and Elvis Costello in the period of an hour, The Blob, Thing, Howling, bad horror movies that make your life feel so much more realistic, amazing shows, kids, and food. Aw, I mean, that's nice. By the way, when I say fucking nerd and like shit, they're like my favorite band and have been for years, so I'm lovingly poking fun at them. I just want to throw that out there. You make me want to put the pen down. I wish I were a Warhol silkscreen hanging on the wall, or Little Joe and maybe Lou. I'd love to be them all. All New York City's broken hearts and secrets would be mine. I'd put you on a movie reel, and that would be just fine. Peter Rabbit. Aw. Sunday, November 30th, 2003. I got you in my headphones. Reading, touching from a distance. I know how it feels to be off. Watching Glenn Ross, you feel like an old lead. I don't know what any of that was. Drove all night from home to Pittsburgh. Thank you for making it worth it. We got the best reaction we have ever gotten there. Saw a ton of old friends and kids from other towns. Aw, that's nice. Early days of touring. Yes, Pete, yes. Left late today for New York City. I am in love with this band. Aw! I spent most of my free time answering email, though I fear I will never catch up. Why do I always pick the worst times to fall apart? I hear you, Pete. I hear ya. I've got the remix of Sincerity playing in my head. We're all falling apart again. I must confess how much I believe in love. You're who I'm dreaming of. P. It's very sweet. Very emo man. Obviously, I mean, he's literally Pete Wentz. Alright, this one's rather cryptic. Saturday, November 29th, 2003. The act is getting old. So are you. Ooh. It's funny, with all the things you had to say, the truth never found its way in. See you around. Ooh. Someone must have pissed off Pete. I wonder if that was directed at an ex, or maybe a friend who stabbed him in the back. I don't know. Isn't this a tour journal? What is that? Well, he's keeping it real, I guess. I don't know. Friday, November 28th, 2003. The breaking of the fellowship. I wonder what that means. Detroit, Philadelphia, DC. 3 amazing shows in a row. Detroit felt good, like at home. Philadelphia was one of the biggest rooms we played on this tour. That being said, we still felt really connected at the disco dance after party. Was rad. And the disco dance after party was rad. DC, we had never played before, so we were pretty nervous about it. In the end, there was no need for it because everybody had a good time. It just felt pretty right lately. Good to hear. After the DC show, everything felt weird when the band all went our separate ways for Thanksgiving. It felt off. It's like I spent all my time with these guys and it felt strange to not be doing it. It sounds dumb, but if this ended, I don't know what I would do. Everything was so different before, and I feel like they are the only people who understand me. This thing saved my life. Blah blah. Who cares? Happy Thanksgiving, Peter. That was really sweet. Wow, Pete really loved being in Fall Out Boy. This is so fucking nice, man. That's really heartwarming. I know I don't have much else to say besides, aw, but like, come on, man. Come on, man. Tuesday, November 25th, 2003. Over the years, I've kept more grudges than I have kept promises and friends. Ooh! I'm sorry I've been so out of touch lately. This tour has proved to me that being in this band is the best thing that will ever happen to me. Pete, you're killing me, man. This is beautiful. I'm loving it. That's sweet. Okay, anyway, for the record, I know you are going through a hard time. It's good to know you are doing okay and that someone is there for you. 'Cause I can't be anymore. Peter, that sounds like it's talking about an ex, am I right? An ex-lover, if you will. Hang in there, Pete. You'll be okay. You're going to be a millionaire in like a couple years. Don't worry. Tuesday, November 25th, 2003. No good. Very bad luck day. I hear ya. I drove 400 miles, haven't yet slept. I hit a car. I dropped my phone off the stage. Actually, it flew off the stage. The stage is really high. None of my equipment works. Damn. That is a really bad day, Pete. I hear ya. Or actually, no. Joe Troman posted this. Yeah, I realized that Trojan X is Joe. Trojan sounds like Troman. I figured that out when I was reading this earlier. So this is Joe. Damn, sorry, Joe. You're having such a bad day. I'm just annoyed. Patrick just kicked my foot. He loves chips and salsa. It's cold as hell. Thanksgiving is coming up, and I hate holidays. Theirs are the numbers I hate the most. 8675309. Joe's funny. I hear you. That song, I love that song, but it gets annoying. It gets annoying. 8675309, you know. Good things, my phone still works. I got to take a shower. Get to play Electric Factory. Get to play Electric Factory with Less Than Jake. Get to play with Less Than Jake. Get to play with Punchline. That's cool that they're fucking talking about Punchline, man. Punchline, I love Punchline. They're a very underrated band. Not many people really know about them, it seems like, but they were in the Fueled by Ramen wave, like, way back, you know, before Fall Out Boy, like, even before the whole emo explosion. Their album Action is super, like, classic and influential, and not many people really know about it. Let's do a few more of these. Monday, November 24th, 2003. Who could ever love a kid with eyes this blotchy and red? You smoking weed, Pete? You hitting the bong, Peter? He wasn't. I'm pretty sure they were straight edge back then. Anyway, Joy Division, The Hills Have Eyes, Vinny and Roger, LTG, Less Than Jake, Midwest Hearts, Breakfast All Day, Old Pictures, Van Conversation / Van Sing Along, When You Smell Like Baby Sweat in Your Sleep, Headphones as Medicine, Complaining online, new bruises to the face and the ego. Ooh! Poetic! 8675309. Yeah, they're on this tour. I don't know what that means. Love will tear us apart. Give up the ghost. Photo shoots for dirty looking tired kids. You won't understand, so don't try to. Ooh, fucking salty Pete. These are the lives the worlds would lead, but they are too against injury. Peter Pumpkin Eater. That was intense. That was some, some edgy shit. Pete was an edgy guy back in November of 2003. Okay, this one's fucking dramatic. This is the T, Shister. The 2003 Fall Out Boy T. Alright, November 19th, 2003. We write music, not soap operas. So LA was amazing. The kids in Anaheim were amazing. Anyway, P.S. I got Paris Hilton's number from some dumb A&R guy. What? Did you really, Pete? At a show of... Well, she wasn't. This was pre-sex tape, I mean, she was just like a socialite at this point. But this was before Pete Wentz was a celebrity, you know what I mean? So that's like strange... I don't know. It's interesting. Paris Hilton's number from some dumb A&R guy at a show of ours and never called it. She doesn't know I exist. I don't care. She'll know, Pete. She'll know. So dear drama on our web board, if you don't like what I have to say, then you can check out this other thing called The Door. Oh, leave. Don't read this. Stop focusing on our jeans and haircuts. Stop believing gossip on the internet. We write music, not soap operas. My head has gotten so big I can barely hold it up to type this. Funny. It's such a joke. If only you knew how insecure I felt, so sick in my own skin. If only you knew how nervous you all make me. Thank you for being supportive of us. I may take a break from writing here for a bit, maybe not. I am pretty obsessed with words. We'll see. I don't want this to feel like I am just going through the motions. Thanks, I can ruin my life myself. Peter Rabbit. You are like fucking cancer. Whoo! So he's talking to the scene, the labels. I don't know, the suit and ties, the bigwigs. You know what I mean? The people who are trying to tell him who he is, because, they don't have the authority to do that. Alright. I'm just gonna stop there. That's enough of the emo. So yeah, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect from a Take This to Your Grave era Pete Wentz, and occasionally Joe Troman. I guess, obviously, as Pete Wentz said, the rest of the members had access to post on this, but obviously nothing from Patrick, nothing from Andy that I could see. Which I guess kind of makes sense, because I think Patrick and Andy were kind of quiet, reserved dudes at this point. I mean, Patrick never even spoke on stage until they got back from their hiatus, so that's interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was really funny, and really cool, and really interesting. And I'm gonna do more videos like these, where I'm gonna go on other bands' old sites, and look at some interesting shit. I already have some in mind. I already have more than a few in mind, so this will be if you found this interesting, let me know. If this was not interesting, then maybe I won't keep doing this, but it's fun for me. So that was my video looking at the 2003 FalloutBoyRock.com tour diary / journal from the Take This to Your Grave era Fall Out Boy. That was it. I hope you're having a beautiful day. This is the Cozy Representative signing off yet again. And I will see all of you beautiful motherfuckers in the future. Peace. Bye-bye.